drop shipping more specifically for e-commerce is a lot of people will use AliExpress, right? And that's basically a big marketplace of Chinese sellers, and I'll bring it up, where you're going to find a huge variety of products, for pretty much any niche. And one of the big benefits of drop shipping, here's AliExpress. One of the big benefits of drop shipping is the idea that you don't need to create a product, right? It's already out there. So let's say you can just look at the homepage and see what is available to sell, right? If you wanted to sell, phone cases, well, they have so many here, so many, or cables, right? Or I don't know, you want to sell. I mean, I wouldn't sell stuff like iPads, right, or iPhones. That's not a product that people are going to want to buy from you, being a new store, right? But find a niche that you want to sell in, right? Maybe you want to sell watches, right? Cool watches or something. Maybe you want to sell pillows, right? I've seen some cool pillow stores. Now, a lot of people want to go and start like a lifestyle brand, like they'll want to sell like a nice bag, and I think it could be a nice product, or they want to sell like a sunglass brand, right? They want to be like the next Ray-Ban. Now, the issue is that's not what Facebook is really. I mean, you can do it on Facebook, but what Facebook is really built for is leveraging interests, right? So you want to go and let's say again you're going to pick a niche based on passion. How about we use the tennis example, right? Go in here and do tennis and look at all these things that we can click right here, click orders, and that will show us the ones that have the most orders. We could see what has been purchased the most, right? And this can give us ideas in terms of what we might want to drop ship, right? Like different tennis rackets, different tennis equipment, I guess tennis wraps. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, like wrap. Rackets and whatever these are. And yeah, the little things that you put on top of your tennis racket. I mean, these are all products that are available to you to drop ship, right? And that means basically, let's take a look at something individually. How about this? I don't know. How about we'll just use a racket? Okay, so this tennis racket or whatever costs $39 to get it shipped out, and you want to come down here and look at shipping, because you drop shipping, you need to know what it's going to cost to get it to the customer, right? So it costs $39 plus you want to find what's called e-packet shipping. So here's e-packet shipping. So it's going to be about $13.39 is $52 for this product, right? If you were going to sell this, you'd need to sell it for more than that. Maybe you want to sell it for $80 or something like that, right? And get about 100% margin. I'm sorry, not 100%. You 50% margin. But you can, that's the idea of drop shipping. Now, a traditional thing that you probably have been seeing is little cheaper items, like maybe like a tennis bracelet. And I think that's a bad example. How about a golf bracelet? So you've probably even seen things like these floating around, right? These are easier to sell than just a generic nice bracelet, right? Because this we can target golf. Right, so you find products that make sense for your niche. That's the cool thing about dropshipping. You don't have to create them, and hopefully your niche has products that exist for it, right? This would be a cool thing to sell in the golf niche. Now, I mean, this has been overdone by everyone in the whole world now in terms of selling this, but this is a cool product, right? If you're a golf fan, you'd probably want to buy that, right? Maybe there's other stuff like golf necklace, right? And we have all these little things, right? And maybe you want to sell this. This costs $4.40 with e-packet shipping included, right? You want to find e-packet. So for $4.40, you can sell this product, and all you need to do is add this to your Shopify store, and when an order comes in, you order it from this person. This person becomes your supplier. They drop ship it to your customer. So I don't know, you could sell this for $14.99. It's not many great pictures here. Different styles, right? $14.99 maybe, or maybe even $19.99 free shipping, and then you have pretty good margins there. It only costs you $4.40 to get it to your customer. So that's drop shipping, And how do you find a good product on drop shipping? Well, you don't know until you test it, right? I don't. You could click over here and sort by orders and see what has the most, but there's everything is always different. You have to test it yourself, and this is the good opportunity where you can just test in volume, right? It's a volume game when you're doing products like this. Even when you're doing T-shirts, you want to present a lot of different options, right? You're going to test up to maybe $25. That's what I like to do. 5 days, $5 a day. And if your product isn't selling, then you stop. And then you just come back here and you find another product and another product and another product. This thing is 99 cents. If you could sell this at $10, then you could make some great margin, right? And maybe this doesn't work, then you try this one. And maybe this doesn't work, and you try this one. And remember the previous video about interest groups, right? You have all those different opportunities to find winners. So, dropshipping or t-shirts, either way, it's a volume game. Find a lot of products, launch them. If they don't work in $25, end it. Right? There's no additional cost, right? You don't have to pay someone. You're not pre-ordering these and putting these in a warehouse. These are basically on demand because they're drop shipped. So, very powerful. Just have to find good products. That's the bottom line. And more specifically, and there's other videos you'll see referenced below that you'll want to watch for this section on t-shirts and things like that. But for any product, right? If you're going to market with a product that isn't good, right? And it's just like I have to be blatant about it. Like if your product sucks, you're not going to succeed. If your product just doesn't match the audience, or your pricing is absurd, and you look at the product and it's not worth $20 and you're charging $25, it's not going to sell. People are not just going to take their credit card out because you've targeted them accurately on Facebook. Facebook advertising, making the interest groups, by far the most important part. But if your product is terrible, then it doesn't matter. So you need to have, like when we're talking about t-shirts, you need to have good t-shirt designs, right? There's plenty of videos inside the video vault that you'll want to watch if you want to jump into t-shirts, right? But you need to have a good product. You need to have a good design. You can't just have, black text on a white shirt and expect it to sell. So that's the idea with products of any type. And you want to find good ones. And you want to test a lot of them until you find a winner.